Both presidential candidates, there's that hug, faced revealing questions from Pastor Rick Warren this weekend. But was there a winner at the Saddleback Forum?
Let's ask Joel C. Hunter, senior pastor of the Northland Church based in Florida, and Ralph Reed, former executive director of the Christian Coalition and author of The Dark Horse. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning, Gretchen.
Let me start with you, Ralph. Do you think that there was a clear winner in this or not?
I think it was a great night for John McCain. I think there were really two winners. I think one was Rick Warren. You know, Bill Kristol's got a piece in the New York Times this morning in which he suggested that the Commission on Presidential Debates look at Warren moderating one of the fall debates. And I have to tell you, I thought this was the most revealing and informative forum by the candidates during this entire campaign. I mean, Warren was fair, but he asked all the tough questions. And he asked some questions that were deeply revealing of their worldviews, their values. But McCain, by appearing before such a key audience where he needs to do extremely well, and in my view, hitting it out of the park on life, on marriage, on terrorism, on taxes, I think it was a terrific night for John McCain.
Dr. Hunter, what do you think?
Well, I think it was two different approaches. Obama was very deliberative, but in front of an evangelical audience, you got a bunch of people looking for amen lines. And so from that perspective, McCain really did well. I think he missed a couple of opportunities. I think Obama missed a couple of opportunities. And so for those who are thinking through it, it's a little bit more even, but McCain did have a good night.
Ralph, real quickly, and then we're going to come back with you guys after the break, but I thought for the first time John McCain was revealing a lot of his personal side. You know, he doesn't like to talk about when he was a POW or, for that matter, his religion. But to me, it was very compelling to hear these personal stories from him.
Well, it really was. And I have to tell you, I was pleased, really pleased, to see Senator McCain talk about he and Cindy adopting the young girl from the Mother Teresa's orphanage in Bangladesh. I mean, he has a 26-year pro-life voting record in Congress, but he doesn't just talk the talk. He has walked the walk. He and Cindy took a girl who otherwise would have lost her life, probably would have died, and raised that child as their own. And so when he talked about adoption, when he talked about helping orphans, he wasn't just giving a stump speech. This is something he's lived in his own home.
All right, we're going to continue our conversation with Ralph Reed and Reverend Joel Hunter in 2 minutes. Stay with us, folks. Talking about what we heard on Saturday night at the Saddleback Forum, Dr. Ralph Reed is joining us along with Dr. Joel Hunter. He's a senior pastor at Northland Church. Hey, Dr. Hunter, Reverend Hunter, let me ask you about this. There was a stark difference when asked the question by Reverend Rick Warren, when does life begin? And John McCain was emphatic. He said, at conception. Barack Obama talked for a little while and then eventually made the joke, that's above my pay grade. What do you think of his performance?
Well, it was a wasted opportunity, Steve. Obviously, Senator Obama was correct technically. The Bible doesn't specifically tell us when life begins, so it's rather imprecise. And John McCain, of course, wasn't deliberating. He was having a national opportunity for a national audience. Came through with his particular view, which happens to be my view also. But the point was that while Obama was technically correct, it is imprecise. It is the Bible doesn't speak specifically to it. McCain got the point.
Yeah.
But don't you guys both believe, I know that we're talking specifically to you because you're both, evangelicals, and we're talking about the audience being evangelical. But for me, this was the first opportunity to see both presidential candidates just on the whole national front. I felt like, wow, this is what we're going to see in the debates. Ralph?
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think that the other reason why it was such a great night for Senator McCain is it's no secret that he's had issues with this community over the years. And he really needs to connect with this constituency. And I think the question on when a child has human rights, you know, Obama gave a very esoteric, almost postmodern, morally ambiguous answer. McCain was strong. He was firm. He promised those folks he would be a pro-life president, and then he bridged to a critical issue that Obama never even mentioned, and that is his judicial nominees and what kind of judges that he would appoint. Obama responded when he was asked, but McCain brought it up himself proactively. That's a huge issue in this community. And again, it was another example of McCain capitalizing and Obama, I think, having a huge missed opportunity.
Ralph Reed, Joel Hunter.
Gretchen, let me...
Thanks both for joining us. Sorry, we got to let him have the last word.
Joel, go ahead. What do you want to throw in there, Joel?
I want a little counterbalance here. He's right, but the simplistic answers, or the simple answers, rather, that McCain gave, simply, I'm going to be a pro-life president with pro-life policies. We've had that, and the abortion rate has not gone down. Right. So we've got to have something more than just a pro-life president with pro-life policies.
Right,
not according to the Alan Guttmacher Institute. The abortion rate is lower than it's been since Roe v. Wade, and it's because of pro-life policies.
But Dr. Hunter, you bring up a good point, because there also was not a follow-up question about how McCain had floated out potentially picking a VP who's pro-choice. So, I mean, there are a lot of unanswered questions still from this forum on Saturday night, but nonetheless very interesting to see both candidates up there together answering the same questions. Dr. Ralph Reed and Reverend Joel Hunter, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Gretchen.